before you know it, before I know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to be Christmas. It's going to be New Year's. And before you know it, 2020 will be upon us. And here we are at the starting point between now and all those upcoming dates. The only determination, the only difference between where you will be, where I will be, is sitting down and literally thinking, where am I and where am I wanting to go? Where am I wanting to be in my health, with my key relationships, and with my finances? Where am I? What's my starting point? And what am I committed to writing down? What am I committing to stating as the end destination for me with my health, with my relationships, with my finances in the upcoming days, weeks, months, to finish this year, to finish this quarter strong? Think of it like an Uber. Uber needs to know 2 points. Where are you and where are you going? You are right where you are right now. I am right where I am right now at this starting point. And it's up to us to determine where we want to go. And I would recommend that you pick one of those 3 areas, because generally, if we choose too much, nothing gets done. We have to give focus. We have to give clarity to what it is that we're seeking to set a serious goal down on paper as a commitment, and then follow through with the proper actions to get there. So if you're sitting here right now listening to this, thinking, you know what, it's time for me to get myself into a healthier state of being. It's time for me to start eating properly, start moving properly, start getting the proper rest, and within a couple months, look in the mirror and say, holy cow, and have people come up to me and say, holy cow, what have you been doing? What's the difference? What you're told you lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. What happened? Well, it began with a decision. Same thing applies with key relationships that may have been neglected. How and where and what can you put down as a goal? This key relationship, I want to be at this level by the end of this year. That means in relationships, it's simple. Time equals love. Where and how can I invest the time into those key relationships that will produce the results, that will get that return on the investment of the time to give that satisfactory feeling in the relationship, that feeling of love, that feeling of respect, that feeling of admiration, that feeling of trustworthiness, bonding, being together. And move over to the financial situation. If a goal of yours is to become, strengthen your bank account, strengthen your investments in the next couple months, what's your starting point? What's the ending point? And then we work backwards of what's the plan that I will consistently commit to doing day in, day out. Because once we make that line in the sand commitment, we have recognized in our past, whenever we've set similar goals, similar commitments, and we've backed it up with the proper consistent action, lo and behold, that dream, that desire, that goal, that desired outcome turns into a reality. This isn't magic, this is just life. But it begins with making the choice, making the decision. So assess where you are right now in your health, in your relationships, in your finances, and determine for yourself which one of those is the key that you're going to put focus into, you're going to put intention into, to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. That Uber destination, your starting point right now, and at the end of the year, you're going to be at that ending point. Guess what? There's been a time when I looked in the mirror, and growing up as a wrestler, what I saw back in the mirror was not a representation of who I was. I had become fat and lazy. I had, put on 20 plus extra pounds, and I was at roughly 196 pounds. And I said, you know what? I'm making a choice to become healthier. And within 2 months, I went from 196 pounds to 168 pounds by giving it my focus, by giving it my attention, by giving it the consistent actions necessary. Similarly, so I've gone from fat to thin. Similarly, I've looked at my bank account and noticed it was fairly thin, and I needed to fatten that sucker up. And I made a similar line in the sand, said, you know what, this is now my time to put time, energy, effort into growing my bank account, growing my profits. And, here's where I am, here's where I want to be, and here's the action plan that I reverse engineered as to what will occur for me to consistently take the proper actions to fatten up that bank account. And lo and behold, just like the weight loss went from fat to skinny, I took the bank account from skinny to fat. And similarly, there's been times when I've looked at and observed key relationships that I had been neglecting. I had been not putting the time, attention, and effort into, and therefore it was not a satisfactory outcome. So I decided and made a choice, that line in the sand, that this relationship is important to me. I'm going to commit to putting time, attention, energy, effort into this so that the other person feels how important they are to me. And there's a reverse engineering process of this is how and what can be done with consistency to turn that investment of time into the results and the desired outcome that I was seeking. And not only have I done this, I've helped and shined a light on others to where they have been able to do this as well. My hope is that this impacts you, this meets you right where you are in this moment, to recognize that now is your time, that you are not a tree, you are not something that is stable and cannot make changes. You are someone who can make a plot twist in your life. You are someone who can determine that this no longer serves me. I'm going to choose to stop doing this. I'm going to choose to start doing this, and watch as others around me look at me in surprise and say, what the heck happened to you? What did you do with that old person that I knew? Because you have recognized you are better than what you are currently showing yourself and the world at this particular juncture. And this isn't to minimize who you are and what you are. You are great and perfect as you are right now, imperfectly perfect. However, myself, others, and any other high performer knows that we're not leaving it all on the field, right? We have more to give. We have more to contribute. We have more to show ourselves, most importantly, and as a nice side benefit, it shows others and inspires others to step up and be a better version of themselves. So my question to you is, which area are you seeking to show yourself? Others will recognize it as a nice side benefit, but you're doing for yourself. What are you going to commit to that will show yourself that you are capable of more, you are worthy of more, you are an awesome person that is perfectly imperfect, yet you have more to show yourself, which in turn will show the world. So this is my inspiration to you. This is my hope for you, that you set this intention and you hear this message, possibly rewind it and listen to it again and say, you know what? It is time for a plot twist. It is time for me to show myself what I'm capable of. It is time for me to be proud of what I see back in the mirror. It is time for me to put the proper goal, intention in place, and follow it up with the proper actions that will be taken consistently to achieve that goal. And that can be for your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. That can be for your key relationships, personally, professionally, socially. That can be for your financial situation, your today money, your tomorrow money, or your contribution. It's up for you to discern which area you want to put the focus into. And once again, I would not encourage you to say all, because when all is chosen, what happens is most times is nothing occurs. Choose one specific that calls out to you right here, right now, that you know is yours to do. This is mine to do right now, and I begin today by making the proper choices and backing it up with the consistent, imperfect action, because imperfect action always beats perfect inaction. And when you take that imperfect action consistently, you will fine-tune it, you will tweak it, you will improvise, you will adapt, you will overcome, and you will reach that destination, because you set it as not a maybe I will get there, I hope to get there. You set it as I will get there. And just like when we give that Uber driver the destination that we're seeking to go, they know our starting point, it automatically routes the route to them. As long as they take the proper steps, they will get to that destination. Same holds true for you. You're starting where you are today, you know where your destination is. As long as you continually take one step after the next, you will achieve that result. You will reach that destination. There you go. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and know now is your time. This is your wake-up call. This is my wake-up call. This is not just for you. This is for me. Yes, Tom Beal, the one saying this is for me to be my wake-up call, to also get clear on where it is I'm starting and where it is I'm committing to taking the proper actions. I'm doing this because I noticed there's just shy of 3 months remaining. And as I mentioned, I've went from 196 pounds to 168 pounds in 2 months. I've gone from a thin bank account to a thick bank account in 2 months. There is much that can happen in 2 to 3 months. It all begins with making the decision. Then it all follows up with your commitment, your consistency. The consistent, imperfect action taken daily is what wins. Consistency for the win. So this is the beginning. I'm gaining that clarity, and that's why I'm doing this. A lot of the messages I share aren't just for you, they are for me. I'm going to re-listen to this and sit down with my notepad. I've been gaining clarity over the past few days, over the past few weeks, of what the next chapter is for me. And this is time for me to really put the pen to paper and really gain that focus and really gain that clarity. There's a big quote that you may have heard, you may not have heard. I don't know the origin of it. But the quote goes something like this: lack of clarity is the root of all failure. lack of clarity is the root of all failure. So take the converse of that. Clarity is the root of all success. It begins with a clear vision. It begins with you knowing where you are and where you're going. And once you know those 2 points, you can reverse engineer it and put the plan in place to get from where you are to where you want to be. Just like a map, just like an Uber. The directions are there for you. It's up to you to just follow the path and take one step after the next with consistency, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. And lo and behold, 2 months, 2.5 months down the road, when we cross that path into 2020, when we cross that path into a new year, into a new decade, we can look in the mirror and be proud of this commitment. Be proud of the time that we sat down to gain that clarity and make that choice. It all begins with a choice. Now is your time to make that choice. If you want to carry this further, I'm going to be continuing this conversation with people on my email list. You can go get a free gift that I have for you included in the app. The app is going to come as the free gift along with the case study at yourbestowaits.com. Yourbestowaits.com is going to give you a case study, a glimpse into the fact that just because someone has reached financial success and has success in business and etc., doesn't exclude them from difficulties, doesn't exclude them from challenges. As a matter of fact, it's true what the rap song says, more money, more problems. The bigger problems you can handle, the bigger and better problem solver you become, the more revenues and profits that can flow, but also the bigger the problems that come to your doorstep continually. So not only do the problems not go away, they get bigger and bigger. So that's a case study into some of the biggest problems I've noticed with my millionaire, multimillionaire, decamillionaire, and 100-millionaire clients that will help you avoid some of those roadblocks, those pit stops, those challenges in advance. And at the same time, you're going to gain access to my app, which if I were to charge over $5,000 for the app, it would be a steal. There's people continually commenting on, holy cow, I can't believe how much value is inside the app. The app is the Simplifier app. So when you register at yourbestowaits.com, you will gain access to the case study. You will also gain an email that will share with you your login and password to the Simplifier app. It is an iOS and Android app, and it is a membership app. So you will have a unique password that you will be given to log into the app, and you will automatically, at this point, be given over $5,000 in value that is game-changing to help you take your health, your relationships, and your finances to the next level. So my hope is this was like I said, a wake-up call for you. My hope is this is an inspiration to you, and now it boils down to you taking the proper action. 1, going to yourbestowaits.com, registering, gaining access to the app, logging into that, getting into the value that's all there for you. And 2, getting the case study that comes along with yourbestowaits.com. And 3, staying tuned for upcoming emails where I'll be diving deeper and sharing my journey from now until the end of the year and beyond. So consider this the firing pistol of the starting line. Here we are, ready, set, go. Pistol has fired. It's now go time. Go to yourbestowaits.com. I look forward to hearing your feedback from the app and continuing this conversation inside the app as well as via email. Talk with you soon. Make today great.